Yo, welcome back to another RCHS podcast with our two guests.
Deputy Magaña Aguilar.
Marissa Sendejas.
And me and Lucas are the hosts for today's episode. And so today's episode is going to be all about teamwork, working with others, relationships, and how we interact with at school and outside of school. So how about we just jump in right to the first question, which is a pretty important one. Do you guys, let's start with Devani first. Do you prefer to work alone or with someone else in a group?
Okay, Debony for my name, and sorry.
Devany, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I personally like to work on my own. I like carrying the load for other people just seems like, I don't know, it's too much. Some people are not responsible as you want them to be, or they aren't, what's it called? Wanting to work with others as well, like they have certain like blockages with other people, or they like drama can be within the group, and it kind of messes up with the vibe of the group, and sometimes the end result isn't what you wanted in the first place.
Personally for me, I feel like I'm too much of a fast-paced worker, and I feel like kind of bad when I'm working with someone and they're like, wait, what are we doing? And I'm like a part of me is like, I don't want to have to like explain it to you. And plus I feel like they see how fast I work and how efficiently I work, and they're like, oh, well, I don't have time, so like, can you do it? And I feel bad saying no, and I have like a weird type of like, do I just like do it and like let them get credit for it too, or do I say no and like look like the bad guy? And like, I feel like people are like, oh, you're not cool because like, a cool person would like just let me like slide by. But yeah, I really like working alone.
A cooler person would help them but not give them the answers.
I'll help them. Anything they need, I'll help them. I'll give them like websites to like look at or whatever. But for them to be like, oh, well,
Yeah, that was me probably last year. Bio class.
Yep.
I feel like it also depends like on the subject. Like if it's math, maybe, because like you understand, which ones are like the really strong in the class that can help each other out. But let's say like it's art class, it's kind of like I'm not really an art person. Like I have a sister who is, and it's kind of like I would work with her so she can do the work. Yeah. But it is what it is. It just depends on the subject, I feel like.
So you guys are seniors, right?
Yes.
So how has like over the years, in what different ways have you worked with other people in school or anything that stands out even outside of school?
So we're football managers, obviously. And so we got to work with 14 other girls. Everyone kind of has their own expertise. Like some girls do end zone camera, some girls are doing film up top on the box. Me and Devany do stats for the boys. Just literally everything you can imagine for a sport. So that's where it comes into teamwork, because it's kind of like before games we're like, okay, break, and like everyone like scatters to their own little corners, and then after the game we kind of come together, and that's how you have the football program.
It's fun. Like I really enjoy all the girls, so if you guys are hearing this, love you guys. But I feel like at a younger age it was more fun to do like group projects, because I remember like in 5th grade we like the whole grade was split up into groups, and you had like rocket projects, your bridge, your roller coaster, and I had to do the roller coaster, and that was fun because like everyone got to work together and we all wanted to like win, like have the best result. But I feel like as you get older you understand how the workload is going to be individually with a group, and it kind of like defeats the purpose of having fun. I mean, some teachers do somehow incorporate the fun into it, but at the same time it's kind of like I want to get my piece done and just that's it.
I actually had a question about the football managing. Could you guys relate it to like a individual team sport where you guys work by yourselves, but at the end of the day you guys are all just one cohesive like unit?
I feel like it honestly depends, because I know some of the girls have been there like longer than us. Like 2 of the girls were there last year, and they kind of had the ropes in the beginning and like taught us what to do. But like slowly over time we like understood like, oh, who's more like who we lean on more to like for film or like stats or like getting the equipment out, because we know they're gonna get it done in a like better way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so how have you guys built relationships through teamwork? Like maybe like friendships or lovers or anything like that?
I feel like you can build more enemies than relationships when you do
enemies,
groups.
Okay.
Yeah. Not in a way like, oh my, I'm gonna hate you type of way. It's kind of like, now I know next time I'm not gonna work with you. Kind of that way.
Yeah.
Like classroom enemies. Like, I'll work with you and maybe like just to help you out, but not to rely on my grade on you. If that makes sense.
Yeah. How you said like friendships from teamwork. I mean, all the football managers, we're all best friends, obviously. You'll always see us with walking in groups. Our group chat is always blowing up. I'm pretty sure if I open my phone, it'll be blowing up right now. If you hear screams in the hallways, it's us seeing each other. I actually met my boyfriend during teamwork.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Would you like to tell that story?
So it was sophomore year, and me and him were in world history together, Mr. Verdi, and I don't know why, but my notes weren't. This is over Zoom, so I was in my room and I had to like do notes for tomorrow morning because that was like his notes day or whatever. So I opened my like Canvas and my notes weren't downloading. Like it literally said like it was like a black screen. Like it was weird. It never happened to me before, and I'm the type of person that like I will never ask for help. Never. Like I will just suffer in silence. But I don't know why. And he had just recently followed me on Instagram and I knew his name. So this was very out of character of me, but like I texted him and I was like, hey, can you help me with the notes? And he responded and he helped me with the notes and rest is history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
But going back to the topic on enemies, I know exactly how you feel. I had to work on a group project a couple of weeks ago, and if they're listening, they know who they are. Didn't put in any work, and I had to do 14 slides by myself.
Oh, yeah. It really is a lot about trust too. Do you trust the person or the people that you're working with in these group projects? Like what sorts of people have you found that you have trusted in group projects?
I mean, honestly, I feel like people with the same mentality, like my mentality is like the work has to get done one way or another. Might as well put in the good effort that you're putting in now. But people are like, oh, like a lot of students like see like us like, oh, like they do the work, they always get A's, they always get B's, like we'll just leave it up to them to like take charge. Like, no, I want to hear everyone's like as a collective understanding what's gonna be the goal at the end of the day. And then people who don't have the same mindset or like just doesn't want to at least like, yeah, I don't really like group work, but I'll put like just like team effort, I guess. Like it's all part of it. Like I'm not gonna sacrifice my own or the rest of the people in my group, like their grade just because I don't like it. Like at the end of the day, it has to get done.
Yeah.
I feel like my trust goes more to the people that I see that are like actively engaging in class. Like the people that have their head down on their phones, like I don't even know what their eyes look like at that point. Like I've never seen them without a phone in their hand. If I get put in a group with them, red flags. I'm like, oh no. But like people that I see, you know, even raise their hand like once a day or are talking with other people or even asking, hey, what are we doing? So you can see that they're literally being like, I want to know what we're doing. And you can see them immediately start taking out their stuff. Because we all been there. We all misheard what our teacher said or, you know, we all zone out. So everyone's been like, hey, what are we doing? And they're like, oh, this, and that. And you're like, oh. And you like pull out your stuff. But yeah, I think I actively look for people that are actively listening.
Did y'all come back sophomore year, like at the end of
Like
sophomore?
hybrid?
Yeah, we both did.
So-
Yeah, we both. Yeah.
Were people awkward when that came
Oh
back?
yeah, like
Kinda. Like when I saw her, like I just ran up to her and hugged her because we don't see each other often.
Yeah.
But like other people, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Like I recognized some of their faces, but I was like, I did not expect you to like that, or like I thought you would be more like talkative in person than over Zoom. But it was kind of weird. It was just like we're seeing humans again. Were you guys in middle school when COVID?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So we were in eighth grade, right?
right?
Yeah. So
I was
eighth
the
grade.
joker that put like videos on when we went out into breakout rooms or did random things, and it kind of made my work ethic drop. But when we came back and I started working with Bobby Erickson over here, you got to give him a double thumbs up because we had a bio project of making skeletons, and he helped my work ethic improve, and after that we kept on working with each other on like just regular assignments, and then my work ethic improved and my grades got better, so I have him to thank for that.
Aw.
So
You're welcome, Lucas. But I'm glad to have been able to work with you too. It's just been really fun. So you earlier talked about like your brother, how he really like helped you through COVID. How has like working with siblings in general, and Debony, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I'm a triplet, so I'm
Okay,
part of
wow.
3. So I'm the middle child. I have a brother and I have a sister. And like people, always the question is, how's being a triplet? Like you're never alone, and it's true. Like
Yeah.
at home, you were never alone. Me and my brother would share the living room over Zoom, and like you can see his like head in the corner because he's also on his computer, and you can see mine. It was kind of cool because we did have classes together, and like in middle school and elementary school. They're like, oh, you can't be together because then you guys are always gonna work together. I'm like, that's kind of the point because
Yeah.
I trust him more than these people. Same with my sister. She was in her own room, but it was cool to have like siblings because we all, even if we didn't work together like over Zoom with the students, we had each other because we had a lot of similar like AP honor classes overall. But yeah, you're just never alone if you have siblings in general. You're like older than you or younger than you. You just always have them.
you guys plan to go off to college, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you guys expect with like your roomies and like those people? Do you hope that they're like
if I could like stay home or like have my own place, that's it. Cause I had to share a room with my sister up until this past summer. So like with 17, I always had to share a room with her. My brother always got a room because he was the only boy. And now I'm just like, yeah, I don't see myself sharing a room anymore. I shared a room way too long growing up. I want my own room now.
I plan on going to trade school,
Oh.
so I'm kind of glad I don't have to share a dorm with someone because I feel like everyone has their own way of living, but I feel like for a stranger, I mean, I'm a stranger too to them, but like to be living with you, and like some people don't have the best cleaning habits. And I feel like my little like person inside would like shriek and like pass out like if I saw someone not like live up to the potential of like cleanliness, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of glad I chose the career choice I want to do.
Yeah. What about you guys? Do you guys have any siblings or like how like?
I have 2 siblings. My eldest sister is 22, I think. It's all 3 of us are really bad with each other's ages. Like we'll forget. She'll be like, my sister will be like, you're 14, right? And I'll just have to correct her, right? And then I have a brother he's only 20. It feels like he's like 40, dude.
Wow.
It feels like because his birthday's at like the end of the year, December 6th. So it feels like forever, so it just takes a while. But it doesn't feel like we have an age gap like you said, but I know that they talk about certain topics that I can't really get into because that's before my time. But I don't know. I feel like I've learned a lot more through them, and I've been able to experience like more, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, like what you said with like, since your siblings are like a lot older than you, it kind of like you feel a type of way when they're like connecting because they're like, oh, taxes, bills. You're like kind of like looking around the room like, oh, mom still pays my stuff. So like like because my brother, like I'll be sleeping on Saturday morning, he's like, oh, I hope you're real nice and comfy. I gotta go to work and I gotta come home, and you know I gotta make sure you're fed and like whatever. So it's kind of like weird to like, isn't it so weird to like see your siblings like growing up, seeing them go through elementary school, middle school,
Yes.
and then literally being like, you're an adult about to get married. Who are you?
Shout out to siblings, to be honest.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, we gotta love them.
those are my best friends.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that's like considering my siblings are a lot older, but
Yeah.
I would say, because my brother and sister are only a year apart, so they went through all of high school together, middle school together, elementary school together, and they said that it was weird, but also was nice because my sister always lent him her notebooks and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and my brother is the smartest out of all of us. I'll just say that, right? He's the smartest. He doesn't even have to try.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
he would help her with her things, and I just kind of wish I had that more.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that they went through the same things
Mm-hmm.
and they can help me if they remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's where
so-
like the trust and teamwork like goes in like together
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's just like you trust them.
yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, knowing siblings, you know them so close, and you know things about them that may be like embarrassing. And so, do you guys have any embarrassing moments in your guys' like own lives, or even know in a team? Not absolutely. It doesn't have to be about siblings, but it can be about like. Do you have any awkward or embarrassing moments throughout all of high school? Like, what's your most embarrassing moment?
That's hard because like anything that like embarrassing happens, I just like tune it down, like
Yeah.
make myself forget. But I honestly, let's see, give me a minute.
I remember one.
Okay.
Okay, so it's about me and my siblings. And
Okay.
we were in Target. I had to be maybe 7 or 8.
Okay.
So my brother was at least like 10.
Yeah.
And my older sister, I'm not gonna do the math. But you know, she was a teen. But
She's 13.
yes, thank you so much. But we were in Target with our stepdad and our mom, and I don't know why, but we were walking in the hair aisle, and do you guys remember those big tubs of gel they used to sell back then? Okay, so I remember the blue one.
Like the
Yeah, the blue.
like the round.
Yeah. So I was like kind of like talking with my mom, like walking, and my mom was looking at like this side of the aisle, or the left side of the aisle, and I was like looking at her too, and all I feel is my leg is going 2 different ways, and I literally do a full frontal split in the middle of a Target aisle, and my family, they're not gonna help me up. So I'm literally still in a split. They're just erupting hyena laughter, laughing so hard, and I'm laughing too because I'm the youngest. They're always gonna laugh at me. So like I'm like haha, like whatever, and I see my brother, and he just kind of like freezes, and he just stops laughing out of nowhere, and everyone's kind of like looks at him. He's like, Joseph, what's wrong? And he's like, and he's wearing khaki shorts, and he pees himself. And he, and everyone was like laughing at him because like it looked like he seen a ghost. Like he like totally went white. And what was really funny was my stepdad's parents were walking by the aisle, and they didn't even look at us, but they literally like backed up, and they just like they knew we were like they didn't know we were even at Target, but like they saw it looked like a circus. Like I'm in a split, they're laughing, I'm like trying to hold myself up, like there's blue gel over the floor. Other people in Target are coming to the aisle like laughing with us, but then my mom is like trying to like not laugh at him, and like or she's like walking into like the room. He peed so much his socks were soaked. Like oh my god, I'll never let you live it down, Joseph. But yeah, that that was number
That's an
one.
experience.
That was number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really funny.
That is crazy.
That's teamwork right there.
Yeah, and whenever we see cargo shorts, we're like, "Hey, Joseph, remember?" And he's like, "Okay, guys, like funny, like yeah, it's super funny."
Honestly, for my siblings, I think I'll keep it to myself. There's just a lot, and I feel like it's
Gonna get in
better.
trouble?
No, it's not even that. Maybe. But I don't know. Just for their sake of their sanity, I'll let this pass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I have another one. It was about me though.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
that's great.
so my oldest sister, Alyssa, she loves to mess with me. Like, I'm a scaredy cat. So like, she developed this like habit or maybe a talent with like, if I'll like walk into a room, like she scares me. Like, I'll like be in the kitchen, and I don't know how she knows I'm gonna walk into like the den. Like I don't even know, like I don't say anything, and she'll hide in a corner where like I can't even see her, and like I'll just keep walking. She jumps out of nowhere and will like scare me, and she just kept doing this or whatever, and she just got so good at it. And I blame color guard because my sister's not small, like she's like 5'11", like whatever, and color guard taught her to point her toes and glide with the wind so you don't make so much noise on the floor. So you can't hear her when she's running down the hallway trying to like go to a closet or whatever. And basically, like, it's like a joke that, like, she knows how to scare me. And I woke up and the house was empty. Like, I don't know why. Like, whatever. And then, like, you know, I think I'm making myself lunch or something. And I have the TV going. And my sister texts me out of nowhere. She's like, I see you. And I'm like, kind of like looking around the room. I'm like, Alyssa, where are you? Like, I start talking out loud. I'm like, Alyssa, haha, very funny. Like, where are you? And then she would, I don't know how this girl, like, she would text me, like, okay, like, she's like, come find me. And I'll be like, and I would yell in the house, Alyssa, I'm not playing with you. I'm really not. Like, I don't got time for this. And then she would text me, like, come on, come find me. Like, I don't know how she was, like, predicting and we didn't have cameras back then. But, like, she knew what I was, like, saying or something. And, like, anytime I would walk down the hallway, she's like, you're getting a little bit closer. And I would stop, and she would stop the text. But then I would, like, walk a little bit closer to my room. She's like, getting closer. Or, like, she's like, warmer, hotter, hot. So I went crazy. I had enough. So I was opening medicine cabinets. She's not going to fit in there. I'm opening medicine cabinets. I'm opening drawers. I'm looking under beds that, like, have this much room under them. I'm like, ripping my clothes out of the closet. I'm, like, screaming, get out. I can't take it no more. I can't do this no more. I'm, like, ripping things. I go into her old room. I'm, like, plucking things out. Like, I look like a banshee in the house alone. And then she was like, haha, got you. And I was like, what? And then she called me. She's like, no, I'm playing with you. I'm not even home. Like, I'm over here. Like, this. And literally, with shame, I had to end the phone call and put everything back where, like, like,
I would
clothes
cry.
were everywhere. I'm, like, putting things back on hangers. I'm like, like, it was so embarrassing.
Out of anger, I would cry.
Yeah, she knows how to press my buttons.
Oh,
but
wow.
Yeah.
That's a good sibling then.
She's real good. Yeah. She's real good.
Wow.
She basically raised me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alyssa. But yeah.
I think most of our listeners know this question. It's my favorite question. It's a terrible transition. I don't even have it. I don't even have one. So our advisor's going to get mad at me. You guys might get mad at me.
I'm going to get mad at you.
Bobby's going to get
I
mad
know
at
what
me.
you're doing, Lucas.
But what's your guys' favorite food place?
Okay, so fun fact about me, I don't usually eat out. Like, I literally had Chick-fil-A for the first time last Friday during team meal.
Oh, wow.
So I don't really eat out. Like, I prefer.
I don't get Chick-fil-A either.
Okay, there you go. But I always prefer, like, eating at home. Like, there's a saying my mom always says, like, oh, like, there's always, like, frijoles en la casa. Like, there's always beans at home. So, like, it's always, like, a Mexican thing. So, like, oh, there's always going to be food at home. And I just prefer eating at home. But if I do have to eat out, street tacos, like, a taco spot anywhere. Like, just tacos or, like, burritos or just a Mexican spot, like, I could find comfortable with. Like, I'll eat there. But I just don't eat, like, burgers or anything like that.
And how does that, and also Marissa, you can answer as well, but like, how does that also, like, eating with others, like, how does that affect it? Like, how do you guys like eating out, but how is the experience being able to, like, have community with others while eating?
I feel like that's where, like, the conversation really gets going. Like, you check up on each other, see how everything is. Like, you talk about, like, the last time you guys ate out, what you guys did, how the food is, like, where are we gonna eat next. And I feel like it's just, food always brings everyone together. Like, coming up with the holidays around the corner, like Christmas and everything, New Year's, all that. It's, like, a really important aspect of just bringing everyone together.
And especially for me and Debony's cultures, I feel like food and, like, I feel like one of the biggest rules in our culture is, like, food brings everyone together. I feel like food makes everyone happy, I would hope. But yeah, one rule my family really made up, like, while growing up is we will always eat breakfast together on weekends, and we will always eat dinner together always. Like, you know, at lunch, you know, for lunch we're at school, or, you know, my mom's at work, or, you know, people are doing their own thing, but at dinner we are home together. For breakfast and the weekends we're at home together, you know. So I feel like even just to sit down with your family and be like, so what's new? Like, what happened when I was gone or at school, or what happened at work, or, like, whatever, or to talk about things that are happening in the news. To be like, how do you guys feel about that? I feel like or even just like I feel like I always ask my grandpa, because my grandpa grew up in a really small village, poor village, humble beginnings, y'all. And like I like to ask him like while we're eating dinner, I'm like, you know, like what happened when you were younger, like why did you go through those things, like why did you make the decisions you made, you know? And it's good to just sit and have a good warm meal with him, and just to like listen to the generations before us and how they came to be at this dinner table.
Yeah, speaking about the generations, I feel like even eating, even like making the food, like I said, like I prefer like eating at home because I love my mom's cooking. Shout out to my mom. Marissa knows.
So good.
Like,
so good.
Like I remember the one time Marissa came over, my mom had like the whole dinner table like as a buffet for her, and it was just for like me and Marissa and like maybe my siblings to come and eat. But I feel like just seeing her cook and like telling me like how to cook, and like she doesn't specifically, she's like a little pinch of that, a little pinch of this, and I'm like, how am I supposed to know the exact recipe?
It's a pinch,
yeah, it's a pinch. It's just a pinch. She's like, it's a feeling. But I feel like the cooking aspect also brings everyone together, because you see like during the holidays, like making like tamales, pozole, like all the like bolsters and all that. Like you just see like all the tias, like all the uncles coming together, like making the food, hearing the stories from like when they were younger, and it's like a cool experience because you're just like these they had like a life before I was born. Like it's cool to see how they were before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I feel I get so emotional talking about like my siblings and my family, but like you were saying, like the night before, like Christmas Eve night, I love to put on a Christmas movie, turn off all the lights, turn the Christmas tree on, turn the garland on, just have like that soft white light in the house, and you see outside we have our Christmas lights on, and you see the whole like block has their Christmas lights on, and we put on like the Polar Express, or you know,
that's a good movie,
you know, like you know, I think one of my favorite movies is the Polar Express, right. But like I'm in the kitchen and I'm watching the Polar Express while I'm making little snacks, you know, for Santa. I don't care how old I am, I'm still gonna make snacks for Santa. But I think just to like be with my siblings, because we're only young once, we're not always gonna be at home together. That's the sad truth of it. So in those moments when we're laughing, covered in flour, and having our cute little aprons on, and our hair has like ingredients in it and stuff like that, it makes me realize like this is not going to last forever, so let's just cherish it right now.
Yeah, Christmas is such a wonderful season. Just the community and the just with family, friends, and getting to be together. I'm just gonna mention one of our script writer, Adrian. He absolutely loves Christmas. He just pulled out a Santa hat and put it on his head.
Honestly, like, sorry, go ahead.
And just like, so Adrian is from the Philippines, and Adrian in the Philippines, they celebrate Christmas for 4 to 5 months.
Wow.
It's that
I need to move
long
to the
of a
Philippines.
We need to go.
Yeah.
I love that.
We need to hurry up and give you a passport.
Really?
I know, we need to go.
Hey, really quickly, I make reindeer food still.
Me too.
I love making
Me
reindeer.
too. Oh, I am in the spirit. Like
This year I'm probably gonna make some.
no, like literally, I wrap gifts for everyone. My mom calls me her little elf. Like, and literally, like, I'll go into the back rooms, and my siblings will be like, not the back rooms, but like the back of the house, and like we'll like wrap stuff, and my siblings will be like, hey, what mom get me? I'm like, none of your business. Like, and I'm like like the stack of presents is like, so it looks like I'm short. I'm not short. I'm like 5'8", but like the stack of presents, you can't see like the top of my head, and it looks like I'm a little elf like walking to the like the tree. And you don't know how many times like my mom has gotten me like Christmas pajamas that says like the best elf or like whatever, and like now I'm kind of taking over that role in my family, because like you remember like waking up on Christmas morning and your mom would like sit by the tree and be like, oh so and so's now I'm that person to sit by the tree. I'm like, sometimes I can just look at them like, oh Lisa, that's yours. Oh,
the tradition is carrying on.
Yeah, my mom just kind of sits back like just kind of like watching us, and like
a
it's kind of weird
moment.
It's almost like the handles getting like
it's like a proud mom moment for her, especially like this holiday season. Like if you watch soccer, you already know the World Cup. World Cup 2022 in Qatar. But honestly, I I just want to enjoy the last moments for these players. Like, I grew up since 2014, maybe 2010 World Cup, South Africa and Brazil, Russia 2018. So it's kind of like, this is it. Like, this is like the last of this generation. The era is coming to an end. And I feel like since it's going to be during the holidays, like Thanksgiving and like right around the corner for Christmas, it's going to bring even more people around the world together. Because it's like, it's a sport that like just, it's emotional.
Yes. It really brings people together, and it really brings us back to just like working together and working as a team, and how these teams in the World Cup are working together to work towards this big goal. So I'm just really glad that we got to talk about all of this teamwork today, and working together, working with families, family traditions. So thank you guys for coming so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
do you guys have anything you want to say to the viewers? Maybe anything, like if you want to shout anything out, or if you want to give advice to our viewers, anything like that. Just you guys can say it. It's all yours.
So to all my soccer people out there, get ready to World Cup. I better see everyone with their jerseys out representing their countries. The games are gonna be during school. We're gonna see them either way, one way or another. We're gonna see all of the countries being represented. Any advice to any of the people who are watching? You guys got this. I believe in you. Even if you don't know me, I don't know you, but I do believe in you. Get through what you gotta go through. And yeah, the work gotta get done at the end of the day.
This is Marissa. Advice. I feel live your life. You're literally only in high school once. I want you guys to be like 56 years old to look at photos in high school and be like, that was an amazing time. To be 17 again. Like, I always wanted to feel that feeling in my heart when I get older. But yeah, you guys are loved some way, somehow. And don't ever forget that, because everyone plays a part in this world.
Yeah. And one last thing, speaking about how what Marissa was saying, like enjoying the time you have. My mom always says this, is that el tiempo nunca regresa. Time never returns. Enjoy every single moment at every single time you have. Even the smallest of things, enjoy it. It's life. You never make it out alive. So there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for being on here. Those
Yeah.
are beautiful. And
We're like crying.
Yes.
and I hope you guys both have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
too. Thank
yeah,
you.
of course, guys.
Bye-bye.